Get ready for speed because Jonas Folger is making a surprise return to MotoGP at the French Grand Prix in Le Mans. The German rider is stepping in for the injured Maverick Viñales, joining the Red Bull KTM Tech 3 team for the weekend. We break down everything you need to know about this unexpected move and how Folger is preparing for this huge challenge.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to hold it with one hand? The PopSocket's Pop Grip gives you a secure grip, works as a phone stand, and even lets you swap the top for a fresh new look. Simple, useful, and perfect for everyday phone use. Click the link in the comments to grab yours on Amazon.
Next up, we dive deep into the world of racing games with MotoGP 26. Game director Matteo Pezzati reveals massive changes, including a brand new physics model that completely flips player control, making riding feel more direct and accessible than ever before. We explore how rider ratings and the split between arcade and pro modes are reshaping the entire racing experience. Now, we turn to the intense developments in the MotoGP paddock. Alex Rins was genuinely surprised when he learned that Yamaha decided his MotoGP future after just 3 races on their new V4 machine. We examine the tough reality of rebuilding, the impact of the new V4, and what it means when perceptions shift so quickly in this fiercely competitive sport. Finally, we look at the technical hurdles facing Yamaha's new hardware. Augusto Fernandez, the test rider, gave a candid assessment at Jerez, stating that the Yamaha V4 machine is only 30% different from last year's prototype and still lacks the crucial front-end feeling. Find out what Fernandez is trying to uncover and what the future holds for the Yamaha project. Don't miss the rest of the news. Jonas Folger is making a surprise return to MotoGP, stepping in to replace injured Maverick Viñales at the upcoming French Grand Prix in Le Mans. The German rider will be riding for the Red Bull KTM Tech 3 team for the weekend, while Viñales continues his recovery from shoulder surgery. Viñales recently underwent surgery on his left shoulder and has decided to take additional time to ensure a full recovery before returning to competition. Consequently, the team required an immediate replacement, opting for Folger due to his prior familiarity with the team and his experience in MotoGP. Folger, aged 32, has been closely involved with KTM as a test and development rider, giving him an understanding of the machinery and the team's operational style, which is expected to aid his adaptation. At Le Mans, Folger will be riding alongside Enea Bastianini, allowing the team to field 2 bikes on the grid. This marks a significant challenge for Folger, as he has not raced full-time recently, and he will need to quickly regain his rhythm with the demanding MotoGP machinery. However, his existing knowledge provides a solid foundation for a potential strong performance. For Maverick Viñales, the paramount focus remains on his health. His team fully supports his decision to prioritize a complete recovery, ensuring he returns only when he is at his peak physical condition. The French Grand Prix at Le Mans is thus set to be a pivotal moment, offering a comeback opportunity for Folger and a crucial recovery phase for Viñales. MotoGP 26 has officially launched, and game director Matteo Pezzati has provided a comprehensive look into the title, addressing key features including the new physics model, rider ratings, and the distinctions between the arcade and pro modes. The headline feature is the revamped physics model. Unlike previous titles where player input directly controlled the bike, MotoGP 26 reverses this, with input affecting the rider who then moves the machine. Pezzati believes this makes the riding model more accessible, offering direct feedback that simplifies understanding mistakes and improving technique. The development focused on realism, but not at the expense of playability. The new system enhances rider-based handling and body movement, aiming for realism while ensuring better readability for all players, including novices. This approach was integrated into the arcade experience to increase comfort. Regarding rider ratings, Pezzati confirmed that these ratings do not directly filter player input to avoid creating a barrier between the player and the bike. Instead, the system shapes skills reflecting a rider's aggressiveness, reliability, race pace, and qualifying abilities, promising more varied and realistic on-track behavior. Updates to these skills are anticipated to occur roughly every 2 weeks during the initial months of the 2026 season, stabilizing later on. Additionally, riders can assign favorite tracks for performance boosts. The distinction between the arcade and pro experiences is significant. Pro mode targets dedicated fans seeking maximum realism, allowing for in-depth session investment. Conversely, arcade mode prioritizes immediate fun, featuring a more stable bike, powerful brakes, and more forgiving collisions. The game heavily emphasizes career immersion through new features like the paddock flow, press conferences, and riders market, aiming to recreate the true on-screen experience of MotoGP broadcasts. Secondary content, such as production bikes for training and the Canterbury Park event, was designed to add variety by reflecting real-world rider activities. The developers stressed a commitment to detail across all game modes. For online features, the team has focused on improving the online experience and expanding lobbies to 22 players to support community-driven competitions. Regarding crossplay, the decision to limit it to main platforms was a design choice rather than a technical limitation, specifically due to the lack of analog triggers on Nintendo Switch controllers, necessitating different physics for balanced competition. The Switch 2 version is largely aligned with other platforms in terms of features, running at a stable 30 FPS and including all official riders. While minor optimizations were made to vegetation, the visual impact, especially in handheld mode, is reported as very good. MotoGP 26 is positioned as a culmination of years of development, offering the most complete career mode yet, integrating training, interviews, contracts, and environments into a single, cohesive journey to becoming a world champion. MotoGP star Alex Rins expressed surprise after Yamaha unexpectedly decided his future, with the team following only 3 races on their new V4 machine. Rins, who previously raced for Suzuki and LCR Honda, returned to factory Yamaha for the 2024 season amid the manufacturer's rebuilding phase, which has seen them fall behind European rivals. Yamaha's radical move involved developing a new V4-powered bike to replace their inline engine for the season, a development that has yet to yield immediate results. Rins managed a best of 7th on the inline machine, but scored points in 2 of the opening 3 races on the V4, matching the bike's best Grand Prix result of 14th. At the Spanish Grand Prix, Rins confirmed he had lost his seat at Yamaha, with AI Agura slated to join Jorge Martin in a new 2027 lineup. Speaking to GP1.com, Rins stated his motivation remains unchanged despite the setback. He reflected on his move, noting that he felt good when he signed with LCR Honda, recognizing potential that the team saw. He admitted that the struggle with the inline 4 bike, particularly regarding braking, was overcome by the improved feeling on the V4, leading to his surprise at the swift decision. Rins also commented on the changing perception in MotoGP, stating that without a competitive machine, recognition can fade. "It seems, however, that if you don't have that bike, people forget about you," he remarked, adding that success is tied to the equipment available. Despite the recent difficulties, Rins affirmed his commitment to the sport, asserting he remains the same competitor who has achieved race wins and podiums. Yamaha's new V4 MotoGP machine showed significant differences compared to its previous iteration during testing at the Jerez Grand Prix, though key performance gaps remain. Rider Augusto Fernandez characterized the new V4 as being 30% different from last year's prototype, but ultimately deemed it not enough for full competitiveness. Fernandez, who qualified as the leading M1 rider in wet conditions during his wildcard appearance, highlighted handling concerns on the tight and twisty Jerez circuit, particularly noting a lack of the front-end feel compared to the previous inline engine setup. He echoed sentiments shared by other Yamaha riders, stating that the front end of the former inline machine was incredible, fantastic, and that current issues represent what is missing. the former Moto2 world champion emphasized that his presence at Jerez was crucial for identifying the root causes of these issues. He confirmed that the team currently lacks a baseline setting for the V4, indicating an ongoing effort to determine the optimal direction for development. "We still need to understand which direction we have to take," Fernandez stated. "We know the problems on the track, the feeling on the front, the turning, the engine. But we still have to discover what will bring us the turning, the pace to be faster. It takes time, but hopefully we can be there soon." Following the Jerez weekend, Fabio Quartararo reported positive developments, noting progress in the front-end feel of the V4 during his Monday test, which helped him improve his standing to 7th place. In terms of the season's results, Fernandez finished 13th in the sprint race and subsequently 20th in the Grand Prix after suffering a rear brake issue. The team is focused on iterative improvements as they work through the complexities of the new package. Furthermore, a recent MotoGP rule change means that factory test riders, including Fernandez, will be ineligible for wildcard appearances starting in 2027.